Hey guys, Brutalio here, and today I wanted to do a video going over what I think of Wrath of the Lich King and should you play it. So quickly, I wanted to say that overall it's very fun. I've been spending a lot of time playing this, and I would recommend you playing it as well. If you had a choice between Retail and Wrath of the Lich King, I would definitely recommend Wrath of the Lich King over Retail, because Retail absolutely sucks. I found the leveling experience and the general gameplay was a lot slower. So that's something that you probably want to consider when you're first jumping into it, is the leveling is going to take quite a while, so kind of be prepared for that. Same with the grinding and stuff for gear, that all takes quite a bit of time, but that's kind of the thing with MMOs, is you're kind of supposed to spend a lot of time investment into gearing up your character and leveling up your character and stuff. So compared to Retail, it is a lot slower, but you just kind of have to get used to that, I guess. There's a few things that was a bit confusing and overwhelming at first. Like, if you look at all the vendors, there's so many different currencies. You've got all these different currencies, you've got all these different vendors for currencies and everything like that, so it gets pretty confusing if you haven't really played this before. So there's a lot of different currencies and everything like that, all these vendors. So I would recommend getting the gear score add-on, so you can see the item level of stuff. So when you mouse over one of these, it'll say item level 245. So you can kind of gauge what the older content stuff is. So that's 200 item levels, so that's going to be the older content stuff that you don't want to get that stuff. This one here, 213, yeah. So the more recent stuff is from this one here, which is 245. It's kind of got like catch-up systems, so these are raid items from the last raid, which was the Trial of Crusade raid. So that's 25-man items from the Trial of Crusade, so that's kind of cool system for like catch-up. So they've got these different dungeon difficulties, and they're, I guess, designed for you to have like a way to kind of catch up a little bit. So these Gamma dungeons will give you these Scourge stones, and you can use that to buy the last raid type gear, so you can kind of catch up a little bit. You've got some of these as well, which is looks like kind of from one of the previous raid tiers as well. And you've got the same kind of thing with the PvP vendors. You've got multiple different seasons and older sets, so you'll have to look at the item levels of those as well. I'll probably do another video going over maybe like a fast way to get geared up when you're a fresh level 80, so I'll probably do that in another video. This one I just wanted to go over my general feedback of what I think about the game as a whole. So it's generally a slower game, which is fine. It takes longer to gear up, which is fine. You have to kind of invest a bit more time, and it feels a bit rewarding, I think, when you're spending all that time to like gear your character up. The Gamma dungeons were quite fun. They were quite fun to do. I haven't done ICC yet. I've been trying to gear up, so I'm going to try and get into ICC soon and start doing that, because ICC was a really fun raid. I've done some PvP. Wintergrass was really fun. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of that old school Ashran, where you've got those big 100v100 open world type fights, and it's really fun to do those. That goes every like 3 hours, and you get a lot of honor and stuff like that. So if you're doing PvP, you want to be doing Wintergrass as often as you can. So I wanted to share how awesome this is with Wintergrass. So there's 120 people on either side, just running into battle. It's such an amazing thing. Look at them all. It's beautiful. There's like 120 versus 120 people, and they just run in to massive conflict. These are some of the most fun parts of World of Warcraft, is where you just have these absolutely massive scaled world PvP type battles where you've got like 100 people just killing each other. That's one of the things that I loved about Mr. Panda is the world boss. One of the world bosses, I remember seeing like Horde and Alliance fighting over the world boss, and there was just this big open world like fight for the world boss, so that was quite fun. I'm just getting absolutely shut on by Paladin here. And here is a really fun part, is spamming Seed of Corruptions on big packs of people like this, and you watch them explode. Stop popping in a sec. Where is it? Boom! There it is. Oh, that's beautiful. What else? Arenas. I did some arenas, and it's very fast paced. So it's very like one shot. You run in there and you do a lot of damage and people die really, really fast. Not my favorite type of, like, it's too fast paced for my liking. Like, I would prefer Cataclysm or Mr. Panda type PvP. I feel like that's a better pacing. It's fine. It's still definitely a lot better than Retail Arena, but it is a little bit fast, I think. So I'm kind of, I've recently leveled another character because the Warlock is just kind of dying like very fast, and it's frustrating for Arena. So I'm gonna try and play another ult. I've got a Rogue that I've leveled up, so I'm kind of playing the two characters at the moment, the Warlock and the Rogue. Inside the Alliance, there's an Alliance and Horde side. So in the Alliance side, here is the vendors for all the currencies. On the Horde side, just inside that building there, directly in front of us, that would be the same vendors would be in there for the Horde side. That's probably going to be about it, I think. It's pretty time consuming. It takes a bit longer to gear up and level your character up and stuff, but it's definitely a more rewarding experience than Retail, I think. More fun. So this is my Rogue that I've recently leveled. I think in about a day after hitting 80, I've got all of this gear. So 5.2k, 5.3k gear score. So I got geared pretty quickly on the Rogue. I'll do another video showing how I geared the Rogue and go over some of the ways that you can gear up your character in Wrath of the Lich King. Also forgot to mention the main thing that I think makes Wrath of the Lich King good compared to something like Retail is the class design and the class gameplay. So each class I could play in Wrath of the Lich King, I would have fun playing, and they all have like a class fantasy. So each class has their own like class identity, and they're quite well designed, and they're all fun to play. So that's the biggest thing, that they're all like fun to play. With Retail, they've really just butchered all of the classes. I think like they're really, really terribly designed. I can't stand how bad that game has become. Another thing I forgot to mention is there's a lot of problems with the servers, I think, which Blizzard seem to do nothing about. There's a lot of servers that have really terrible population balance, so they're like 99% Horde or Alliance dominated, so maybe trying to find a group on those servers might be difficult. So an easy solution for that would just be to allow cross-server gameplay along like every server. They introduced like Dungeon Finder, which is really good, but I think it's not really, at the moment it's only going through Oceanic, I think. So I'm only getting queued into people on the Oceanic region, which I think that it should also queue with Americans as well, because you want a larger pool of people for the queues, I think. So I don't know why that isn't working like that, which I think it should. They haven't added arena as well, like for PvP. Usually there's a tab for PvP as well for the pre-made finder, so they definitely should add that. Maybe in Kata they might add that. But yeah, I wanted to mention that as well with the servers. I think that a lot of the servers, there's a really big problem with a lot of them being super imbalanced, where you've got 99 or 100% of one faction on the server. So they should either merge a bunch of servers together to fix that problem, or just allow cross-server gameplay across like every server, so you can invite and play with whoever you want, kind of thing. That would make this a lot better. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to check out some of my other videos. Catch you in the next one. This version of the game was actually created when Blizzard was a good company and not a terrible turd company, so it's actually a good game.